Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
All right, real talk for a second. If your snack situation hasn't changed in years, maybe it's time for an upgrade. The Chocolate Lab makes legit chocolate that's worth paying attention to. That's it. Back to whatever you were doing.
Hello, curling fans, and welcome to Martensville, Saskatchewan. It's the Curling Stadium Martensville International here. We have a full play matchup between Jordon McDonald and Derksen. It is McDonald with the hammer, throwing the red stones here. Or maybe Derksen has a hammer.
It's the team with black and red jackets.
The team with black and red jackets, yes, we will bring that up. And yes, it's Dylan Derksen with the hammer here in the first end, throwing the yellow rocks. We'll get that swapped on the scoreboard for you. Happy to have you here with us in Martensville. I'm Dave Schnell. I'm joined by Sean Joyce, and Connor Sims is on our production.
I'll be along with you in a minute. I'm just trying to send an email off to Chocolate Labs and let them know where they could send me some free samples.
Absolutely, chocolatelabs.ca.
It does look good.
Yeah, so we were talking before the open that when Sean Joyce is king of the world, teams are not going to be allowed to have the same color uniforms.
You know, it's funny because that's, you know, with all the sublimated stuff, and I do this for a living myself, when all of this stuff started, that was part of it, is so that everybody could be individual. I do remember doing a Bondsville in Regina one time. I was doing the semifinals and the finals. It was a women's event. And it just happened to be the trendy color, but you got down to the semifinals. They had different sponsors on them, but 3 out of the 4 teams had the same jacket. So, you know, this stuff was supposed to avoid this. Well, look how many teams with black and red we have at this particular event. And it's just hard on the announcers. And I'm not getting younger.
If you're waiting for me to disagree with you.
Well, that is usually your strength.
It is true.
Both teams here getting at it right away in the first end.
That's nice to see.
Yeah.
I see Team Derksen playing with 3 players this weekend. It's Dylan Derksen, Rhett Whitmore, and Gavin Martins.
Yeah, it's Dylan's brother, Tyler, that I think usually plays second, and we were speculating he might be at the U18s. I know he's still, like this team actually got to the Saskatchewan Tankard last year, so I have had a chance to see them a little bit. Not like a month ago, like last year, and they were still juniors, and I know Tyler was still playing U18s at the time, and I do think that's right. I think that's where he is right now. Derksen split his games yesterday. McDonald comes in 0-1, 2 pools of 5 and trying to make the 5 playoff spots. And I guess, you know, with a 5-team playoff, ideally, you know, if you could pick your spot, you'd certainly want to be in one of the top 3. You don't want to have to play that extra game, but you'll take 4th and 5th if you have to, just to make sure you got a chance.
So you see Olsen getting the last few licks on it. Olsen still seems pretty spry after taking a heck of a tumble yesterday.
Angle's sitting there right now for both teams, really.
It is the McDonald Stone locked onto the button, but like you said, the angles do work for Team Derksen here.
Well, both teams have one, which is I think why he's playing it now, because he's got the angle in this stone from the intern side, but McDonald's got the red onto the red-yellow from the other side. So you kind of have to play yours now because you know they're going to.
So Whitmore with the little angle raise. They kick the red on out of there, and they're shot stone.
Well, bonus that they left that yellow at the back now, too, because even if McDonald plays his angle, which isn't as good now, because that yellow did spin over a little bit, but you play it, make it, that yellow's never leaving. It's jamming somewhere back there. Talking about could play the red angle now. You could play the freeze from the other side and have him both ways.
Have your chocolates neat them too.
Yeah, we're at thirds first stone here. If this was thirds last, I think he plays the angle that he's got there now for sure. But yeah, we're at the point in the end where you could play one more setup shot. You get him from both sides. And because you're not really thinking steal here even yet. You're thinking, let's force him. You start blasting things in the middle, you open up too much room in the middle, and those two yellows are still in play at the back of the 8-foot.
So Jacques Gauthier, the third for this McDonald rink.
I also have to admit, I haven't played in Martensville this year. It's been actually probably a couple of years since I've been there, and I don't remember for sure. But I'm going to say it's a little cold out there because I see more toques and hoodies than you usually see. Didn't get the freeze that he was looking for, but he did get the angle. Like he's got him from both sides now. He can run either one of those reds into that yellow shot stone. You hit this thin, you could double out the two reds at the top of the 4-foot. If you got really fortunate, it might clip the one on the back as well. It won't remove it, it'll go into the yellows, but at least that could open up a little bit more scoring area for you.
Just watching this one.
Well, that was a little bit more than clipping it.
After the dust settles, shots down for Team Derksen.
They actually needed to be on the brush. They needed to hit, if they hit the first one a little thinner, hit the second one a little thicker, it comes more over the top on that back one, and then they'd have a little bit more room.
So Gauthier. Trying to walk this one over.
Yeah, if he's on the outside of this at all, he's putting it onto the redstone.
Olsen on it all day. Oh, they just walk it over, and they did lock it on.
Well, and it's angled into the other red stone. Like, if you play that with weight now, and I'm not talking whippet weight, like bumper would do it, you might touch that other red stone. It's probably not ever clearing that yellow at the back of the 12-foot anyway, though, so I don't think you're bringing it back onto the scoreboard. Certainly you could bring the one in the back 8-foot back in, though.
So, big opportunity here for Team Derksen.
And just playing it as a freeze.
Yeah. Good look at the Martensville Curling Club here. 4 sheets going.
This is our first look at sheet 4, and certainly what we're seeing early There doesn't appear to be any shortage of curl on that turn. The out turn side was a little straighter on the one that Gauthier just threw.
So McDonald's going to play this little downweight shot here. Okay. Just getting to the crotch shot?
Yeah, he can remove the one that was just thrown. And might like to get inside enough that he just wiggles the other two. He needs to break the existing freeze or he's got no way to get that yellow off the pin. Not that he necessarily needs to, but... hard to get his shooter in a spot here where they're not going to be able to get rid of it. So he'd like to have a shot maybe to get rid of that yellow later on.
First of two for McDonald.
Well, definitely straighter on that side, but not straight enough.
That does wreck all over the guard. Still Derksen lining the two here. How do you seal the deal here?
Well, I mean, you're definitely playing to move that red now. The question is, like, and Rhett was looking at throwing it with a little bit more weight and trying to spread out the yellows. I think you got to be careful with any attempt to spread them out. There's also the possibility that you're putting two more rocks behind the tee line and leaving a hit and roll in front of something that could kill your end. I'd be tempted to try to hit it. Basically, you make contact splitting the center line, and you don't need big weight because I don't think you're ever going to double those reds out. This would indicate he's playing more weight. You'd hate to leave a triple back or a hit and roll frozen. If he's throwing more weight, he's hoping to spread his yellows out and not leave any kind of opportunities. It's just hard to say how they're going to spill. He's not throwing it that hard. He sure doesn't have a lot of ice.
It's very board weight-ish, lots of rotation. Rattle around, clip the one in the back.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And they said 4.
Rolled to frozen on his own. Hard to even make a double out of that. You could do it, but it's tough. You'd have to whip it, and you're going to lose your shooter. Hit it right on the nose. You're conceding 2. Boy, hard to see a way where you're not giving up at least 2 here, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw something out myself, and I just don't see it.
Until we see how hard he comes out, I think that's what they've settled on. He's throwing similar weight to what Dylan just threw. Try to hit that rock pretty much right on the nose. You kill the back one, but you stay in front of it. Yellow will be sitting 2, but there'll be no way to get the red out and no place to draw for a third one.
So this one's a little bit inside the line that Derksen had. See if they can hold it. Don't want to lose it over the top. Don't know if that's good enough, Sean.
Well, he probably left him more room to draw than he would have liked. Like, there is a corner guard out there. Yeah, there's probably room. It's certainly risk-free. I mean, even if you touch the red with draw weight, you're not moving it in for second or anything. You could probably chisel off that red if you had to, too. There's not a
No
ton
shot
of
for
room.
4, eh?
I don't think so. You're talking about trying to chip that red off there and still hold the shooter. I don't think you could do both. And if you took it out off the yellows, there's a risk you kill one of them too.
So Dylan Derksen has 2 in his pocket. Final stone of the opening end.
The trick here is that hole is smaller than it looks. We saw a couple of these intern draws really curl hard already, and he's got to get by the red in the rings yet. He's already by the corner guard. That's holding. He's got that good rotation. That helps.
It's cleared everything. Is it going to find
Yeah.
some breaks?
He's also got backline weight. That's another reason why it stays straight.
And it's going to be 2 in the books for Derksen. McDonald will have the hammer when we come back to Martensville after this on Curling Stadium.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
And welcome back to Martensville. It's the Curling Stadium, Martensville International. Dylan Derksen snapped off a 2-ender, had a shot for 3, but he has the lead over Jordon McDonald here playing the second end.
No shortage of curl going to the corner. That's well out there into the 12-foot. And again, with the swing that we see here, it's important to get it out there if you can. We saw a few times in games yesterday where the corner guards were positioned. You probably didn't have a path on that side to draw to the button if you needed to later on.
Good shot of this one coming down. It's going to curl up to the center line. Get it?
Wow, that just went sideways at the end as it was coming to rest.
Believe it's touching. Trying to get underneath that guard. You see that by 8 inches, and it's going to, well, it's a little heavy. Right on past and through.
Yeah, unfortunately, even if you just barely hang that on the back of the 12-foot, because it's behind the corner, there's always the the concern when you don't have last rock about ignoring a rock that's in the rings. Well, you don't have to worry about that. You've got a center guard, chance to bring one to the top of the forefoot. And then Jordon McDonald's going to have to deal with these yellows. You can keep him away from that corner guard for a while. I didn't really get that where they would have liked it either.
Now playing the run back.
Yeah, you get the double, you might even have it lined up for the triple. You want to get the shooter off center a little bit if you can, and they're close enough together to do that.
So Humanicki
Oh, that's a great
will
shot.
make the double and roll to a corner guard.
Yeah, that one at the back 8 foot, if they get it, that's a bonus, but that one's not worrying them. And now that really wide corner guard, you start to get a bit of a wall of corner guards over on that side. This is suddenly a lot for Jordon McDonald to work with, and Dylan Derksen's just trying to stay out of trouble here.
So just trying to draw one undercover himself in line 2.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to be dead buried here. Half around top of the 8 foot, you're really more trying to choke off the guard than to use it yourself.
This one is in danger of getting choked. It's going to have to get by that guard, and it will not. Can they get a little nibble?
Yeah, it probably doesn't matter. They've made the double guard is now, well, it's maybe not quite staggered, but it's close. Could just draw there. He's going to make a play on the stone at the top of the 12 foot. He's not really worried about the stone in the 12 foot so much as the possibility it could be used as a guard later on.
So Humanicki delivers his second. They pick this one up right away. Still on the straight side. They're just going to catch a piece and lose the shooter. And I understand why you would call that shot, but you did add an additional layer of complexity with having to get the roll.
Well, yeah, and it wasn't actually critical to get the full roll either. But just a little bit too positive, I think, on the release, and it held a little too straight. Those two guards are closer together now. There's a double peel possibility there, but it's not easy. I don't love that. If you play that, he's coming around something for sure. Gonna play just the single peel and try to roll back to the center line. That's not a bad call. The double peel's really tough. You get rid of the tighter of the two guards, you roll back to a center line guard yourself. You might even be able to get, well, if you were across the house, you might get a bite of the rings. Maybe not this week, though.
Just plants it.
Yeah. And spun. It's still slightly overlapped, I think. It's that little spin after it made contact. Kind of came in behind the red a bit.
These new stones to the Martensville club, and he got that little bit of late action in him.
Yeah, he rolled out a couple inches first and then spun right back. So it's your chance to get around. You can't be shot rock if you're buried here, but that's not what matters yet. They're not going to worry about that rock at the back 8 foot. They'll have chances to get rid of it later.
Gautier's draw attempt. Olsen and Humanicki. They get it around, and it's going to settle down. Just touching the 8 foot.
That's a good spot for it. You've kind of forced Derksen's hand here. They're going to have to try to play the corner freeze on that. You have to sit 2 after this. It's not really where you want to be chasing the other team around corner guards when you don't have last rock. But you only have to do it for a couple of rocks and you can avoid trouble here.
A little kiss off of it, but
Yeah,
probably
too much.
good enough.
No,
Too much,
I don't think so. Yeah, I think he can get to it with enough to move it through for sure. Might even be able to do it and roll under. That seems to be the call. He's going to try to roll under and sit another one behind cover. You certainly could do it and roll away from the guards towards the yellow at the back 8 foot.
Just by, and they do make that takeout. And second and third.
Yeah, there's probably a double there. I think you can see 2/3, which is more than you need to hit. I don't think it's ever coming back all the way back to hit that yellow at the back of the 8 foot. They're also talking about playing the same shot that Gauthier just threw. And I guess if you got right to the nose of it, you'd probably still be sitting 2. This looks like the quieter weight. That's a lot of ice to play the double.
So Dylan Derksen settling in for his first here in the second.
We're down to skip stones. I mean, you could probably get away with hitting this a little bit broomside, roll open. Yes, it'll be fully exposed, and McDonald will have a shot at it. But if you're sitting 2, like we're getting down to where he's not going to have a lot of time to get rid of both rocks. And I don't see you leaving him a double here anyway. Yeah, this was not the way to miss this shot.
So it does wreck the guard. Spins into the rings to be number 3.
Well, and that's not nothing because it forces Jordon to think about the double. Now, it's probably there. He could just hit the back one, sit 2 for now, and hope that he's maybe got an easier double on the last one to score 3. Going to try the double, which is, yeah, I would expect this from Jordon. He's such a good hitter. Certainly expects to be close, even if he just hits and rolls toward it, because it is fairly thick. So if you hit it a little too thick and just roll towards it, when Dylan makes a play on it, there's a chance that the 2 stones would be much closer together for his last one. But if you make the double now, sit 3, Dylan's going to have a choice to make. There's no double and hold his shooter anywhere that I see.
So a lot of pace on the way from McDonald, trying to make this double. 1, get over, you're going to get and just kiss it and end up on top of it. Shots down for McDonald's, close for second.
Yeah, it's not bad. Well, you got to be careful how far you roll if you're playing that.
Interesting to see who's number 2 here.
Well, it is, except I think he's got to hit second shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He can't make a play on the shot stone. But if you're trying to roll across, you got to be careful. Like they're talking about trying to roll in for shot, but you roll to the other side of the 4-foot, you're leaving a double for 3. At this point in time, I think you have to concede that there's going to be an opportunity for 2.
Here's a good look at it. Very close. I think it might be Yellow's second by a skosh.
Yeah, but you can't leave 3 reds in there. You hit and roll to second shot, and you just cannot cross the center line. You cross the center line, and Jordon will have a shot at the straight back double for 3.
Dylan Derksen with his last. On this one, right out of his hand. Makes contact with one, shoots it by, and it's going to shoot on out as well.
They were actually playing the double on that one that they maybe should have played on the first one. They certainly didn't need to play at that time. That call doesn't make a lot of sense.
That'll be just a little tap back for 3.
Yeah, he's just got to move the yellow, and it's easier to do it with red onto the yellow. You can only see about half the yellow, but you can see the full red. You hit this anywhere from about, when they're that close together, half a rock to even right on the nose. And he's only going to throw, backline to just through weight. So he's got a little bit of leeway here with where he hits it for line. Brushers will have to let them know about the weight right away.
Definitely a team shot. Sitting 1, looking to put up a 3 spot. Final stone in the second.
Definitely got more than just through weight. This is firm side of hack.
Back and forth, they kind of like it. And with good reason, there they are, 1, 2, and 3. Jordon McDonald takes a 1 stone advantage. Derksen has a hammer when we come back to Martensville after this.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
And welcome back to Martensville. So happy you're joining us here on Curling Stadium and not watching that other relatively minor bonspiel that's occurring right now. But it's a beautiful day here, and we have some great curling here at the Martensville International, presented by Curling Stadium. It was a big 3 there for Jordon McDonald last time, Sean.
Yeah, it was just, I would say, a bit of a mistake from Dylan Derksen on his last one, through some bigger weight, trying to make a double that he probably didn't need. When he rolled out, it did give the opportunity for Jordon to make that little tap back. Retakes the lead. both of these teams are willing to play pretty aggressively with last rock, though, from what we've seen in the opening two ends. There might not be enough room on the scoreboard before we're done.
Always fun for the fans.
It's a little bit more fun for us, too. As much as I could use a telestrator, it's still fun to talk about when and analyze when you get a lot of rocks in play and there's angles to look at. It's when the teams have choices about what shots they want to play because of all the angles. I find that part of it, as a long time skip myself, I find that part really interesting. It's one of the things that has happened with the evolution of the free guard zone, starting from 3 to 4 to 5, and now when you're seeing more rocks in play and more angle play, there's not, I grew up in a generation where there was really, in a lot of cases, there was only one way to play the game. You had to play, there's one rock in play, you had to hit it. And now there's options. There's more than one way to play it. And it's always interesting to see each team usually has their own preference style of play, and it makes for a lot of fun to watch. A little nerve-wracking to play, but fun to watch. Even on a shot like this, Jordon McDonald's got a choice. He could go after either one of those Yellowstones. They're going to opt to hit the higher one, the second shot rock, try to roll across under cover.
Get the hit, not much of a roll.
No, but by hitting the higher one, he kind of had the plan B. So he's now in front of the yellow. It's a short run back. Hard for Dylan to do anything about that rock.
So we're just going to come to the top 4 here. That stone will come from Gavin Martins. Getting to throw 3 stones today as the team is 3-handed. This has got a long way to travel. Now you see it taking the break. Get those last licks in.
Yeah, you don't want to overcurl the guard, though.
Not too bad.
Yeah, the two teams just keep putting pressure on the other side. The run on the corner is shorter, but the rock in the middle is more dangerous.
So playing that center run is Humanicki.
It's just right. He could double the 2 yellows. That was not the side to hit it on, though.
Come in contact, and they are going to lose the raised stone. And does nibble on the wing.
If you're hitting this, part of the considerations, you're trying to keep the blank as an option. You could just come around again.
So you take an ice way off the end of the sheet here. Always a little tricky on these. Tricky too for the brusher to not fall. Oh, how good is that?
Yeah, I don't see a double on the yellows. Try to run this straight back. Shooter might be in the rings. That doesn't really matter. That you want to force him to play the double where he can't get his shooter in the rings. So you want to stick it dead behind here, which is not easy. I mean, just a sliver off the nose and it'll pop out open.
And this is going to roll underneath the center guard, but just behind the tee line. So options again.
Yeah, lots of room between the guard and that stone in the house to make a play on it, I think.
I would think it's McDonald sitting 2 right now, and
I don't think so. I think
the other biter is more bitery.
Yeah, I think the yellow is second shot right now. So you make I'm going to guess that hand gesture is like a hack waiter. Hit, a third to a half and roll open. You don't need to be behind cover at all here. You've got the house well spread out if you can roll to the broom side. We're getting late enough in the end. You don't have to hold this deuce for very long either. This has got a curl though. It's a ton of room by the guard.
Will he even come make contact? No, it flashes on by.
Well, that's could have a chance to deuce, where if you lock it on top 4 foot like he's talking about is okay too. Like this could be a steal in a hurry. It went from could be a deuce to this could be a steal.
The way this game's been so far, both skips keeping an aggressive style of play. Get that extra little bit of curl. Did he leave a double?
I don't think so. I don't think you can see enough. If you're going to play it, you're going to have to play it as a run, which is what they're looking at.
Asking his turn preference at this kind of weight. It doesn't matter too much. Just whatever you're going to throw it better.
Yeah, probably hard to get all 3 of them. Like if you're running the guard back and going over the top of the one in the 4 foot, you're probably jamming on the back button. If you're going straight back, you can get the guard and the one at the top 4, and you're missing the one at the back button.
And this is going to be just a straight peel,
which is fine at this point. He's got to replace the guard here. Might want to bring this guard a little bit tighter and split center, because I think Dylan's next shot is the freeze on the intern side.
So McDonald just moving the broom a touch.
We're noticing this in the first end, that this side does seem to be a little bit straighter. They didn't quite get completely undercover on the last one.
Probably good enough.
It guards the stone in the top of the 4 for sure. I mean, Dylan's got to make a decision. If he's trying to score 2 here, for sure he's got to play the freeze on this one. If you're playing the run, you're just hoping to have a little bit more room on your last one. The other thing about the draw is it doesn't have to be perfect here. If you're in the ballpark, at least you can use it on your last one. With this run back, you don't make it here, like you're going to have to draw cold to the pin on your last one for 1. And again, the angle is such, I don't think you can get all 3 of them. Like you can get 2. But you're either jamming the one on the button or going over the top of it, which means that stone that's just behind the pinhole it's either still there or there's the risk you make it better.
So Derksen needs this run back. Hit it and run it right on by.
Well, and took away his draw path too.
It's about the worst place he could have went.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to have a shot to score now. Well, I guess he could play the run double and try to count that little biter on the side.
So Jordon McDonald licking his chops here. Gonna make a nice guard to really put the screws to Derksen.
Yeah, he did not get out to the same broom he had on the first one for sure.
And this is not heavy at all. They are trying hard to carry it. Gotta get over that hog line.
Well, it's got to stop now too because it's over curling. He left the double. It's not easy because you got to get to the nose, every bit of the nose, on what appears to be a little bit straighter side, but it's there.
Well, you certainly have to take it on.
Yep.
Nothing else to throw.
Ton of room by the guard, so he's got room to finish after he gets by the guard, but he does have to get to the nose width like good normal would do it. If you could throw it a little bit quieter, like a control weight, you could get a sliver across the nose, hit the second one a little thinner, that goes easier.
Final stone of the third. Derksen looking to play this cutesy little double here. Needs to get past the guard and all the way up to the face. You're past the guard now. Do you curl far enough up? Hit one, hit two. Does it go far enough out? All the way out, all the way out. And it's going to be just a single point.
They just got caught a little. Of course, there was two rocks behind the tee line. They can only sweep one of them, and they didn't make a quick enough decision which one they were going to sweep. To their credit, they didn't sweep both of them, which is technically a violation, but you see that all the time, and not able to get it all the way out.
So we're all tied up. We'll be back in a moment from Martensville.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
All right, real talk for a second. If your snack situation hasn't changed in years, maybe it's time for an upgrade. The Chocolate Lab makes legit chocolate that's worth paying attention to. That's it. Back to whatever you were doing.
And welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. It's the curling stadium, Martensville International. 10 teams here, an invitational event. And this contest is all tied up between Jordon McDonald and Dylan Derksen. I'll thank all of you who are just joining us, who have watched the earlier draw at the Olympics, keep your curly fix going here with us all day long. And Derksen had an unexpected chance at last end, Sean.
Yeah, well, it went back and forth a little bit. He had a good chance for two. One miss, turned it into a steal opportunity, and then an overcurl on the last guard. He had a chance for the double. Just, I guess, maybe didn't quite have enough weight. Had to play it a little bit delicately to make sure he got to the inside of that rock. And it ends up not quite removing the second one. Does bring himself back to tied, though. The guards this end considerably tighter than what they were last end. In fact, I think the McDonald team on the last, that corner guard, they were holding their breath, hoping it was going to stop outside the rings, and it just did.
Both these teams with good futures in front of them, both very young still. The players are getting older, or younger, or we're getting older.
There might be a little from column A, a little from column B.
A little happy family special.
Going to start this in with double corners and three lined up through the middle, and then we'll see some rocks start to move, but it's quite clustered early. This is probably a little tighter than they would have liked. It puts those three yellows a little close together. There's a chance to get all three of them here.
Take a whack, at least two of them here. Elias fires on out.
Yeah, this is awfully thin.
Just
hoping to
gets
hold the
one.
shooter.
Yep, and they lose the shooter out the side door.
Try to get this guard a little higher so that the opportunity's not there to get all three of them necessarily.
This one is not any higher.
No, just keeps on sliding. Ends up in an interesting spot.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get all three.
I don't know if you can get all three either, and there's a chance that it's going into the red.
I think you got to hit it anyway.
Yeah.
You see peel weight called for.
Yeah, Jordan's thinking if you hit this right, you actually go across the top of that red and just rub it enough to put it into the rings, which is a possibility. It really all depends on how you hit the first one.
So, Humanicki with another one. They get just the one, and it does kind of end up on top of the red guard.
Yeah, it didn't move it in, though. I don't think. There's a lot of shrapnel building up, and the only one you're protecting is in the 8-foot. Guard needs to be perfect now. If you leave a shot at the stone in the 8-foot, there's corners to roll behind on both sides. It's not always the easiest thing to throw a guard on an existing rock either. And you saw in the last two guards for the Derksen team just how far these slide at the end when they look like they've got no speed left. It's really easy to overcurl on something like this. It just won't stop. Lightning quick here.
Chief Ice Technician James Gordon seeing to that.
Well, that's good, but he could play off that, touch that yellow again on the side, and that'll push the red into the rings. Could play the double. Straight back, too. I don't think he can get both options. Maybe. I don't think he's going to be light. Let's put it that way. No, they're throwing this quieter, so I think probably playing for the double. It's pretty much straight back. Oh, you can't overcurl this, though. Their plan B, trying to get it over the top now.
And they do get them both moving, but not going to remove anything.
Well, it did kind of move both of them behind the tee line. Now, I would be surprised if that was an aggressive call, just not one you'd normally see in the fourth end of a tie game. So I have to think he probably underthrew that a bit.
A long guard, it does kind of cover it.
Yeah, it does what it needs to do. Like, you could maybe come down and corner freeze to that if you're McDonald, but you're playing with an awfully small house if you do that.
You're running out of rocks to score with, though.
Yeah, but you've got a double peel here that could come back. So you're trying to hit this yellow over the top of the red and have it come straight back. Move that stone off the corner of the button. You might even stick it in the ring somewhere if you're fortunate. Ooh, that's not fortunate.
That was not fortunate. No, that was. It's getting scary, buddy. We're thinking the same words.
Yeah, well, it's. I mean, it's a very real steal possibility now too. You get this just behind the guard, maybe put it in the top 8 foot. It acts as a second guard. It's really tough to do much about them. And the port to draw to what's left of the button is not big. So you're going to have to try to open some room probably with your first one.
So Derksen settles in. Trying to keep the pressure on McDonald here.
Yeah, you could come right down to the corner of your own and be good.
Martin's on the sweep. The line's half decent. Is the weight there?
Line's good. Get it as far in as you can now.
Gotta go, gotta go. They sit 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it does what it needs to. Could have been a little bit deeper, but Jordan's looking at the lineup on the red onto yellow. Even if you make it, I don't think you're any better than third, and you probably still leave shot rock buried.
You think you could ever navigate around the intern on?
No. No, not to get shot. Or even to get anything that would be a setup.
At this point, only giving up one might feel like a win.
He's got to be thinking that he can get this. So if you hit, and there's room between them, so there's definitely ways to do this. If you hit the first red onto the second, enough so that the second one goes a little bit across the top of the one that was just thrown, it might come back and clip that stone off the forefoot.
Trying to get a little bit of a bingo here.
You need to, if you're playing this, I think you have to open to move that stone off the forefoot, because I can't see all the red spilling here. That stone in the forefoot's still going to be buried, I think.
So here's McDonald.
Just the line you're going in, something's jamming.
Plenty of pepper on this one. 1-2. It's going to get the one in the back on the way by. Still 2 for Derksen.
Yeah, didn't get the one at the top of the 12-foot, but he did spill it enough so that the shot stone is exposed. Boy, you better be careful about worrying so much about taking away the angle run-in that you leave him the port. Guard the port, leaving the angle run-in for one.
Just making sure there's nothing other than those 2 shots.
There is a way to take away both, but you got to be real careful. It's like he wants to get past the red one to take away the angle run-in, but if you over curl it, I mean, you can see it, right? There's a rocks width port already that's air. Like if you get too far under that red, you're going to leave him a port to get to the shot stone.
So important guard here for Derksen. You have to come across the center line. Always a little tricky when you do that.
Yeah, tough to make this guard from the other turn, though. We've seen so many of them just keep on going.
So the guard attempt on the way from Derksen.
This is not light.
Pressure wants no parts of it.
Yeah, this does not need to curl. It's got to stop.
Will it sit? It needs to sit. Sit. Commence sitting. A little wick would help.
Yeah, the angle run is still there, if that's what he was worried about. I was never sure he was playing that, because it's against 2. He took the port away, so he can't go after shot rock. That was the important thing.
So it's going to be a draw for 1 here. Needs the button.
Wow, this is not an easy draw.
Oh, heck no.
You really have to anticipate the curl here. You're almost scared to touch it before it gets off the corner guard, but once it's off the corner guard, it could make a big move, and you still have to get by that rock at the top 12-foot.
Facing 2, final stone of the 4th end. Wheat looks relatively close, now trying to walk it over, get some curl into it. Past the first guard, no problem. Past the second one. Ooh, a little rub. Maybe they needed it. Can it still get there? Can it still get there? No. It's a steal of 1 for Dylan Derksen. And he has a 4-3 lead. McDonald has the hammer when we come back to Martensville after this.
Yes.
Curl in.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh boy.
Wailing.
Welcome back to Martensville. It was a steal of one for Dylan Derksen to take a one-stone lead. McDonald with the Red Rocks has hammer here in the fifth. Thanks for joining us here on Curling Stadium. Dave Schmell and Sean Joyce bringing in the call. And Connor Sims is doing his production magic.
Corner guard a little higher this end.
So we've seen a lot of aggressiveness from both teams, Sean, but also our fair share of mishaps from both teams.
Yeah, well, and the uncharacteristic ones, we've seen some open, like some complete misses, which, you don't expect to see from either of these teams, honestly, or at this level. A couple of complete flashes on hits.
And that rock from Derksen already deep.
Yeah, but still in play. I mean, those kinds of things happen from time to time. These complete misses on hits that it really swings the momentum in an end. And we've seen it already a couple of times where an end just went back and forth on one shot. Anytime you get that, it's kind of like, well, essentially you got to throw two rocks in a row, which is usually illegal. And that's just a little heavy too. Starting to get a wall back there. Most of these teams sorry, Dave. Most of these teams very conscious of even versus odd end for the hammer too. So you come in here, I expect you'll see Jordon McDonald make a play on that center guard because he might like to keep the blank alive here. Like, I think Jordon McDonald in this fifth end would, even though he's one down, he would love to blank this and have two hammers left to Derksen's one if he could do that.
And you'll want to stay here with us all day. We have two more draws today at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock Central Time. Each featuring Brad Gushu.
He's thinking about it now. You really have to make a decision. If you're not moving that guard now, you're probably never getting back to a blank.
Carry that hammer into the sixth end.
No, he's going to play the aggressive shot here. And I don't mind this. Now, I think we've seen him do this a couple of times, and I don't know if he's doing, like, as a skip myself, if I'm going to show both options, it's usually because I'm asking the guy at the other end, and you really want a definitive answer from your thrower if that's the case. Like, what do you want to throw? Because if I'm going to call the aggressive shot, you better be on board with this. I need you to make this shot. So that's one where you've talked about the hit and roll, you've talked about the come around, and if you're going to play this come around, you're really hoping that the guy in the hack said, no, I want to play the draw.
Pretty good outcome.
Yeah, you can still see a piece of it, but it's tough to get it by the yellow at the back. Didn't need it to be necessarily dead buried, just need it to be in a spot where it's a problem for Derksen. And he's got to be careful. He's playing the corner freeze. Playing the corner freeze, you don't want to leave it angled to go into that yellow at the back either.
See, good look at Martin's carrying this all the way down, squeezes past everything, and like you said, went back onto the yellow.
Yeah, but that red at the back isn't going anywhere now. So you can play the front ones and still know that he's going to have a chance for two. You could actually probably get all three yellows that are in front of the tee line. Guard onto the one on the 12, catch the one that was just thrown. Have everything clear the cluster at the back.
Looks like he might have set this one in just a little bit. Can they hold it there? Push it back, 1-2 moving. Ooh, clips theirs on the way by. Still shot stone for Derksen.
Yeah, unfortunate to clip that one, though, because it now means there's a way to get that red out.
And now the blank end is still a possibility.
It is. Derksen will look to guard shot rock for now. Hard to get that much better lined up.
Yeah, dead on the center line. So we're going to rinse and repeat here. Try the run again. This time from Gauthier. This line looks a little bit better. 1-2, there you go. Great shot by Jacques Gauthier.
Kind of what they were hoping for last shot is it did clear all the stones at the back. Now there's a way for Derksen to get the back one out now. Just far enough off the nose, he rolls it over, and there's a bit of a cluster on the right. So if Derksen makes the hit on the red at the back, which he could do, he'll lose his own, keep the shooter in. McDonald will have a choice. He could actually go around that cluster and still have a chance for at least two. There's still 3 rocks left, and if he gets around that cluster of guards, there's no guarantee that Derksen can make some kind of a run or some kind of shot that's not going to leave a shot for 3 yet. He really wants to hold the shooter on this if he could. Oh, wow. Picks it clean.
Does pick it out, and they do hold the shooter. They lied too. And Jordan's going right to the come around.
Yeah, you'd like to get really tight by the high guard and actually overbury the high one and maybe get half around the second one if you could, if you're thinking 3 here. Gonna have to curl a ton to do that.
It's trying to get there. Shot stone just touching the 4.
Dylan will try to put this right on the corner. You can afford to be a little short on this one as long as you leave about half of your rock in the open, so you've got it to promote on the last one. Then it still becomes a problem for McDonald. There is no good overcurl. You overcurl, you're not going to be shot rock, and you won't be able to promote it either.
Pass the guard now. Is the weight right? You don't want to bump it too much.
Oh, that's really good.
It's pretty good, and it is shot stone. So get out your Etch-a-Sketch and what can you draw up?
Well, he's looking at the run. It's dangerous. It's probably the only way he's getting rid of that yellow. The double run may be the only way he's getting rid of the yellow and saving the red, but that's, as soon as you add an extra rock into the equation, that exponentially increases the level of difficulty. Giving it a go, and I think part of the assumption here is you always figure you're going to have a shot for the draw to get your one. If you make this, you've still got the shot for two, maybe even three. So it's red onto red, and it's coming in from a slight angle. So he's hoping when he hits the yellow at the top that's just biting the forefoot, he'll pass it by the red, and he can sit two that way. There is potential disaster. If he hits the first one a little too thin over the top of the red, he could pick the red out of the back of the 8-foot. And then Dylan would have a chance to throw something to the middle and cut down the draw.
So McDonald trying to deliver a big shot. Run it back, and you do pick it out. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, didn't manage to stick his in the rings, but it got rid of the yellow, so he's sitting the one again. This was dangerously close to what I said. You see them trying to get it to carve at the end. If he hits that first one a little bit thin and you see it came over the top of the second one, if that doesn't touch the yellow, it kicks the red out. And Derksen would have been sitting probably two and a chance to block the draw path on the other side, at least partially. As it is, he's got the same draw he threw on his first one. You make it that good again, and you'll have the force here.
Derksen trying to find that draw weight one more time.
A little bit more pronounced on the set this time. Still curling.
Still curling. It's going to come on up. Going to be just as good again.
Oh, he lost it.
Oh, so close. And McDonald believes it's them.
Yeah, well, he's right. I think he's right. It needed to be on that for line, and you could certainly see how, Rhett in the house calling the line could have got spooked a little bit with that little set on the release. You're just scared to call it because he had more line early, and then that curled a little harder at the end.
So is that something in was that all his release or maybe just a little bit of a different path?
Well, maybe just a little bit different stone as well. I mean, the path changes. You throw enough rocks down it, it's not necessarily the same path it was. It's going to be ever so slightly different. He's got a little bit, and a lot of these players do, that pronounced, that exaggerated set on the release just to hold him straight because they're used to playing on ice that curls so much these days. So he had a little on the first one. It just looked like It was a little bit more on the second one. See it there from Jordon as well. A little bit of a set, which helps to hold it out there a little bit early. They're still going to curl plenty late with these aggressive stones. I think in a lot of cases when the players have taught themselves to throw that, it's mostly so that they don't throw it soft, because if you throw it soft, it goes early and you've got the brushers have no chance.
Needs to stick the 4 foot here for 2. And he does. So it's a score 2 for Jordon McDonald. He takes a 1-stone lead. Derksen will have the hammer in 6 when we come back to Martensville on Curling Stadium.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
Welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. Jordon McDonald managed to work his way to a deuce there with some really good shooting to take a 1-stone lead over Tyler Derksen. Derksen has the hammer throwing the yellow stones here in the all-important end number 6. And Sean, so much aggressive play by both teams here.
Yeah, you like to see it. It's not to say that they can't. We've seen both teams play some bigger weight. Now, they haven't made those shots necessarily today, but you have to be able to play these aggressive shots. You got to set up angles. It's just the way the game is played today. And you get a few angles in play, and then you've got more options later.
It's good to have options. Unfortunately, they both chose red jackets with black trim.
Yes, I feel like they didn't have enough options.
So more options than that would be ideal.
Yes, there are more colors.
And those colors of the rainbow are so pretty in the sky, Sean. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing.
It's good to know that, because I've heard you sing. Trying to think back now. I can only think of, between the two leads, I think they've only thrown one takeout all game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been very aggressive. Lots of draws and guards and comes around.
And with all of that, I think this is our first box setup.
It is indeed the box.
Have to be a little careful on this hit attempt, because this is still just the 5th stone, so you have to make sure you're by the guard.
It does just squeak by, and they make that hit and stick there. And Derksen staying right on the offense again, going to hit and roll behind his own guard. Now back over to the straight side. I got to take it the other way. Good audible there.
Yeah. Not a bad result to have it back there. You keep the play away from that corner guard for the time being, just so that Jordon McDonald can't peel it. If you roll behind the corner, he's going to try the double. Get the play around the center for right now. If you're Dylan Derksen, it gives you a chance to clean up the middle a bit while and then hope that corner's still there for you later on. You knew this draw was coming, but then you could make some kind of a play in the middle. Might be the run back, depending how the angles sit after this is done. Those two sweepers dropping way off pretty early. Yeah, this is just well short.
Not the way to miss that one, Shoney.
No.
That's good.
This I would. If the coach was there, you might be jumping in front of the glass. This is almost too aggressive. Like you're really closing down the scoring area playing this. You got the double peel, and you don't have to lose your shooter. Like you could roll to a second corner here. If you turned around and asked your opposition what you wanted to play, and he tells you this is the shot I want you to play, then you probably shouldn't play it.
This is heavy.
Well, and if it was going to be heavy, they maybe should have made a decision to come around. It's okay. It stopped just in time.
Yeah, it did. So now we're going to see an upweight shot.
No, we're not. Yeah, he can't. He's got to keep everything closed up in the middle now.
Taking his team through all the different options.
Well, and I don't know that all of those are his options. Some of them might be what he's worried about. Like if you played the guards, like if he's trying to play that, he's trying to leave the second center guard. You're not peeling two center guards when you don't have last rock in this situation, unless he's hoping to get back to a blank somehow.
So Jacques Auchier is bringing some weight here.
This is a little odd. The team without last rock is peeling the center guards.
And they run into the corner one and kick it a little bit further out. Derksen line 1 and 3.
Yeah, and you're coming around the corner now. You have to be a little careful where you put it, I guess, because there's going to be a double off. Well, one of the rocks on the other side. You could play the red onto the yellow and roll across. This is one where you almost might want to be deep. Don't need to be second here. You need to be buried. And where he can't play off, can't play the double on the yellows. You could hit that higher yellow. You could hit it thick enough to come across the top of the red. So you don't want to be too high with this yellow. So broom gesture up. You don't want to be through either.
Just watching this one mosey on down the ice. Needs to find a home. Needs to put a chair. Needs to sit in the chair.
That's good. That's a good spot for it. You could play the yellow, touch the red, and it probably drags enough to get into that stone, but then it's behind the tee line, behind a corner guard, and you freeze to it. So, I mean, he probably still has to play it. It's the only way you can kill 2 yellows, I think.
So you're hitting this basically on the beak or
Pretty close to right on the nose, I think.
Second one on the way from Gauthier. Makes contact with it, kicks it over. Do they get the other yellow to go all the way? No. Nothing leads to rings, but they lie second and third.
Line was perfect. I'm not sure why they felt the need to throw it quite that quiet. Like, they didn't end up killing anything.
It does look like there's a double on those reds available.
There is, but you're probably not that worried about the double. You'd like to get to that red that's second shot rocking. Quiet weight if you get it ever so slightly above across the face. Now you're above the tee line. Got a curl lower. It's going to roll back to the center line.
Here, make contact. Wreck on the way by.
Triple air on the remaining yellows, even if you just make the double. Yeah, the triple probably goes into the red. You could hit the yellow that was just thrown on the open side. You make the double in the 2 and the 4 foot. You hit it on the other side. You could roll right in front of the yellow that's beside it. I think they're trying to roll.
No thought to drawing to the pocket, eh?
Probably. I mean, you could, but there's some risk with that. There's already a few yellows hanging around.
So here comes McDonald. On the carve. Back and forth, they kind of like it. And they get the one to go and basically lock on top of the other stone. I think that's a pretty good outcome.
Yeah. I think all Dylan's got is to try to hit that red on the nose and stay frozen, and the red's still going to be shot.
It is absolutely welded there.
Thinking about trying to tap it with quite enough weight to keep that back yellow in the 8 foot, and that's tougher because now you've got to hit it a little bit off center so that when you stay in front of the red, you've got to line them up to go past the yellow that you're trying to leave in the back. The hit and roll to the corner. He's looking to try to get second buried. That's really tough. He doesn't have a lot of room to play with. By the time you're buried, you're only just barely second shot. You over roll it by a few inches. McDonald's already sitting 2. I think this is the nose hit with quiet weight. That was the first shot they looked at. Nose are just a sliver to the center line side because those 2 rocks aren't dead lined up now. So if you hit it right on the nose, the red might pop out a little bit. Get just a sliver across to the center line side, you'll just basically exchange positions. The yellow will be gone at the back and you'll be angled in front of the yellow where it's hard to remove. The only downside for Derksen on that, even if you make that, the red's still going to be shot rock. This needs to curl. There it goes.
Comes on up.
Still needs to curl just a sliver.
Make contact, and they're right on top. Shot stone belonging to McDonald. Derksen threatening right up on top.
I think you're guarding. I don't know what else you could be looking at. Well, they're thinking about blasting it. That's tough. It is really well frozen on. I guess there's a little bit of separation between the 2 of them.
You can probably get it to go out the side, but you have to whip it to do it.
I think it's Humaniki coming down and saying, well, does he have a shot for 2 if we just guard? And the shot they're indicating is it could come off the red, top of 8 foot, touch the top of that yellow and push it back. Hard to do that and keep both yellows. I mean, it's possible, but tough.
Scoring in this end is so key for both teams. McDonald could get a steal, would be a...
Well, or even the force. Like, you play the guard, and the easiest shot for Dylan Derksen at that point in time is going to be to run the guard back. Well, that's only for 1. The shot that they're looking at, can he then hit that red, come across, touch the yellow, move the red far enough back without killing one of the yellows, either the shooter or the raised stone? And I mean, it could probably be done. It's really tough.
And there was not a lot of air between those stones, if any.
If you blast it, you're probably still getting the force. Unless, I mean, because you got to hit it thin. You're probably going to hit it from, so as we look at the house, you're probably going to come at it from the left-hand side. You hit it too thin, your shooter kicks the one out of the back 12, and then he's still got a shot for 2 off the one at the top.
This looks like a guard.
Yeah.
I think this is the right call, Sean.
I think so too. Like, take away his easiest shot. And if he really wants to try, like, that's an aggressive call if he's going to come off that red one on the side. He probably gives up 1, or even still only gets 1 because he can't throw it, he can't whip it. It's probably a single point either way more often than he gets 2. He's gonna play to peel it out.
So inflection point in this game.
Well, there's still going to be a shot for 2. It'll be whether or not Derksen wants to try it.
So J-Mac bringing the heat.
He's thick.
Will it get to go? Make contact, and out the side it goes.
It actually leaves it in play, but that's probably helps him because it takes away the shot. Like, there's a double there, but it's really thin on the first one, and now it would probably be going into the rock that just stayed at the side of the 12-foot, so I don't think you can even think about it.
That'll just be a draw for 1 here.
Yep.
Needs full 8 foot. Does Dylan Derksen. One of the budding young names in curling. Final stone of end number 6. Line's good. It just has to get there. Just needs to be full 8, gentlemen. Full 8. And you got that, no problem. Signed, sealed, and delivered. We're tied up at 5 after 6. McDonald has a hammer in 7 when we come back.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Final 2 ends of play here. Set to kick off from Martensville. Tied up between Jordon McDonald and Dylan Derksen at 5. McDonald has a hammer here in the 7th. Trying to get something going. We do see a center guard up. Both teams have been playing a very aggressive style, Sean Joyce.
Yeah, and we may see that continue here. I mean, Jordon McDonald would love to see a blank, but let's take a look at the other side first, because Derksen threw first. Got the tight guard up. Interesting that he's only going to throw one guard out. He might throw a second one. That's a very good draw. You could play the freeze now. You expect McDonald to freeze again, and then you throw the high one. And so after 5 rocks, you're still in the same boat. There's 3 rocks in the house and 2 guards, but at least you're not facing 2 at that point in time. Derksen would like to see a single point get scored here. He doesn't want to see a blank. And I would argue he might even prefer to see to give up 2 than to have a blank end here. A blank end, you're not in great shape coming home, but if you give up 2, at least you got the hammer. You got a chance to score 2, and we've already seen 1 3-ender in this game. There's been plenty of offensive opportunities. Doesn't want this. That little bounce off gives McDonald a chance to remove that yellow stone. And for Jordon, he'd love a blank, but and you've probably heard me say this before, Dave, when you know the other team's trying to force, you have to stay open to letting them force you to 3, because sometimes that happens. Teams, we've seen a lot of aggressive play here. We've already seen 1 3-ender. Yes, you'd love to blank, but if that opposition team is trying to force so hard that they're ignoring stones, sometimes opportunities for really big ends pop up. And just because you would like a blank here, 3 is still probably better than a blank.
3 is good most times.
Yeah.
And they make that hit, little roll over. July 1-2. Team still trying to position, going to try to make this draw better this time.
Yeah, he's got to lock this freeze on. Even if you do, you expect the guard's going to disappear on the next shot. And early in this end, it's looking like a blank because everything's going to be grouped together and they can all disappear in one shot. You don't really have a choice here, though. You have to make this freeze.
It has to get there to freeze. It is light.
Yeah, nose could get them both, but at least then you still have a guard. Now it'll be the other team's color, but Derksen still have something to work with anyway.
So, Umaniki looking for the double peel here. Bang, bang, and away they go.
Another chance to lock it right on the face. Have to be a little tighter this time because now it's the red one coming back.
So another crack at the apple here.
Boy, how often do you see this? Just a little bit light on the first one and it overcompensates on the second one. It's going to not only be deep, but yeah, rubs them to be a little bit more in line.
And just kind of chiseled off of it. Falls to the back E. A good 6 feet too heavy. So now a third one coming in for McDonald.
Yep. Jordon very open to the idea of scoring 3. Well, and this, he's really, I said that slightly tongue-in-cheek, he's not really thinking about scoring 3 here. You get this around, you almost put Dylan Derksen into a spot where he's going to have to play the run back to try to get out of trouble. Well, as soon as he starts running things back, the blank is very much in play. And if he doesn't make them, you still have your shot for 3. You make the run. You could probably kill 2 of the ones in the rings. The middle one's not leaving. And if you ever make that, then we're back to probably looking at a blank. I don't think this is coming up enough to run it back.
So just replace the guard.
Yeah, normally just a little bit scary to throw an off-center guard. I guess it's not quite on the center with last rock, but there's nothing, like you get the guard up decent, there's nothing Derksen can do. Like, even if it's only half covering, he's still not really going to have anything where he could come around. Those 3 in the rings are so good. Guard's a little tighter. He'll have a little bit easier run at the run. Interesting, he's playing the other turn this time. Oh, no, he's not. He's playing it with negative ice. It's close.
Push it back, scatter them around some. You lose one out the side, and importantly, they're unlocked a little bit.
Yeah, he's got the one he can come off of for sure. So you see where Jordan's tapping the ice. He would like to get just slightly across the one that's on the corner of the button now so that there won't be a triple available. He wants to line up so that if he has to come off that side one, the top one is staying somewhere. don't think he's going to get the line they were looking for. There's a triple there. You come off the side one into the middle of the other two, you can hit them both. This is your get out of jail opportunity. You go from potentially giving up 3 to getting right back to a force here with one good double or triple. Don't even have to get the second and third one out. You have to get them out of the 8-foot, so you can afford to hit one of them fairly thick. You won't be light on this. Throwing the out turn, I would think, so he'll get a little bit of benefit of the action with the gear effect on his shooter.
So an opportunity here for Dylan Derksen to flip the script here a little bit, and then number 7.
Oh, he is throwing the in. Throwing it with negative ice again, so counting on that little set to hold it there. It's thinner than you think. That's too thick.
And indeed it was too thick. Not going to remove the other rock either.
I think it moved it far enough that it's 4th, though, so that, at least for the time being, kind of takes 3 out of the equation.
It is close for a 4th shot.
So Jordon will look to come down, touch that yellow one that's cornered on the red. He just needs to, he'll want to stay kind of frozen to hit on the corner, but he'd like to break up the freeze that's already there. Just a little, doesn't need to move it a lot. Still talking about freeze weight. I have to keep the mics turned off most of the time or I get a shadow effect in the headset, but
McDonald sends it on its way. Just corner freeze here.
Yeah, needs to move it a couple inches. They were talking about freeze weight, but they'll try to sweep it for the little tap. He's got a ton of room coming by, though.
Line's going to end up being pretty good, I think. Is that good enough there, Shawnee?
Maybe just, because he's left himself a sliver of the red stone, and I think with the line that it's on, if it doesn't go by the red at the button, it just barely touches it. And he's not going to throw it with any big weight, so it's probably enough.
Bigger question is, what does Dylan do?
Well, and he doesn't have a really easy shot available. Like, he could probably...
What if you play the flat double?
Yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, it might be there, but it's really tough. A lot of room between them. There's also the possibility, I mean, you try to play the flat double, you get the first one a little bit thin, come to the back end of the second red, you'll actually kick the yellow out the front, and it could be a draw for 3. I don't mind you can see a piece of the yellow on the in-turn to try to kill shot rock. But then it really depends who's got 4th, and it would be 4th right now. I think it's the yellow. So he's playing the freeze here, and I would think this is probably a corner freeze to shot stone if he could get there.
Well, that'll be a trick and a half.
It would be. There's some danger here. You leave this high, you can actually make the shot. You know, if you just get top 4 out of this, you hit this, come off it onto the red, and then that drags that yellow for sure. It misses the one on the button. if you're in the ballpark here, you should at least be able to avoid giving up more than 2. Oh, he's throwing the guard. This is the guard. He's taking away the shot trying to take away the shot for 3.
He is a high guard.
Yeah, he's decided that 2 is better than 3, which is right. And as I said at the start of the end, he'd probably rather give up 2 here than a blank. So straw still has to be made too. He's got this changes the path. It's not the same path he threw on the last draw. The speed could be a little different here. Nobody's been out this wide most of the end.
And we've seen that precision draw weight elude both skips so far in this game. McDonald needs one here to take a 2-stone lead into the 8th. Final stone. Just need to park it there. Off and on. Plenty of room past the guard. Now just needs to settle down. Little chisel. Oh, there you go. That's how you make it 2. Jordon McDonald puts 2 on the board. Derksen will be trailing by 2 stones when we come back for the 8th end.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
All right, real talk for a second. If your snack situation hasn't changed in years, maybe it's time for an upgrade. The Chocolate Lab makes legit chocolate that's worth paying attention to. That's it. Back to whatever you were doing.
And welcome back to the Martensville Curling Club. It's the 8th end of action here from the Curling Stadium. Martensville Invitational. It's a 2-stone lead for Jordon McDonald, Tyler Derksen, trying to make things happen here. And I'm Dave Schmel, joined by Sean Joyce. Connor Sims is on production. And our executive producer, with his microphone still open, is Jerry Dirks.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. As he's trying to figure out why we can hear the feedback. So
it's been a back and forth battle here, Shawnee, and 2 there for J-Mac. Got 1 on the pin and 1 top 4 and center guard on top of it.
Yeah,
some work here for Derksen to do.
yeah, but I figured he's going to throw the second corner, and it looks like he's going to play this split house. We haven't seen anybody try to stack corners yet, I think all weekend. And that first corner guard, I mean, if you were going to stack them, usually you'd like the first one maybe just a shade tighter. dangerous to play the corner guards too tight because you've seen so many of these teams, and I don't know specifically with the players on McDonald's team, but there's a lot of players now that play a significant amount of doubles, and that corner guard tick where you tick it into the ring so you can hit something, that's become a pretty common shot. So you get your corner guards too tight to the rings, especially the first one, they might take a pass at that. Then your whole end is pretty much gone. So we're going to have rocks in play here again. And the question will be, what does Dylan Derksen want to do with the stuff in the middle? He's going to try to move it, but you don't have to throw it with big weight. You got to keep a yellow and you got to keep the shooter in place somewhere.
This draw coming on down. Looks a little bit heavy. They're going to take it behind now.
Well, and that could affect the next call because you don't necessarily have to peel the center guard now. Not that you ever would have been straight peeling it anyway. I think you're coming straight back with it if you do. Quiet weight. Try to leave something red in the back of the house, but there's only one rock in the top 4 foot now.
See the team's having a good conversation about that. And the stone is on the way from Gavin Martins.
Not quite right to the freeze, but pretty good. Hard to get rid of that yellow.
Yeah, once again, this is, about building the end for later. They need to get 2 here.
Yeah, I saw Jordan look at the front and the back stone as if it looked like he was trying to decide who's got second. It's really way too early in the end to worry about that. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with that stone at the top of the 8 foot right now, so what do you play? And I agree with his first thought. You got to get rid of one of those corner guards. So he's looking at what else can we get out of this? Are we straight peeling? If he went after the one on the other side, he could move the center guard, but that might not help him. Looks like they're just straight peeling. And I don't see much else. Like the angles, just the way everything is sitting at the top, I don't see that you can get a second good result out of this. You almost didn't get the first one.
And they rolled to a center, and now they're staggered.
He left them staggered. That's not bad for McDonald. It probably means that Dylan's got to deal with those. Boy, I'd be tempted to deal with them right now. You don't have to throw it. You don't have to whip it. But hard to imagine you're scoring more than 2 with that overlap, and really with that stone at the top of 4, but hard to even score 2.
Selecting a draw here.
Yeah, if they had 4 players, this would be the second's last stone. So they've still got 4 rocks left after this one. You're going to have to deal with that overlap at some point in time. Maybe they're hoping Jordan will do it for you. I can't imagine that he will.
That's light end, kisses off the guard. Does leave something to run later, but...
Yeah. He's looking at the double. I'm sure he is. It's risky.
It's either going to be very good or very bad.
Actually, he's just going to hit this right on the nose is what he's looking at. You hit this on the nose just as long as you pass it by the back one, and you're kind of taking away the out-turn draw path that way, too.
So just looking to change the flavor of this stone.
Did he line up the red, red, yellow, red? It's awful close.
It's possible.
Well, and if it's lined up, you certainly don't have to play it now, as long as you know it's there. Like, that's your second point.
Now, they keep on playing the draw on this side. Is there ever a world where you'd like the other side better?
Well, I'd love the other side better. The other side's really tough because of the stagger on the guards. Like, you could get another one angled on the yellow, you're on the red, and you see them gesturing towards the run on the yellow on that side already a few times. So if you could get one angled on it from the other side, then that run, you just run it into the frozen stone and the red goes. It's a very tough draw because of the stagger on those guards.
And this one is going to settle on down for second stone.
That's fine.
May have taken away that angle run.
It might have taken away their angle run, but I mean, if the red, red, yellow, red is there and it's close, it's hard to know from an overhead when there's that many rocks involved. You kind of have to defer to the players on the ice. They can see the angles a little better than we can, but it sure looks like it's close.
If nothing else, it looks fun.
Well, it looks fun, and it also it's affecting the decision here for McDonald. If you don't make something here, that run is coming on the next one, if it's there.
Definitely getting to the point where something has to happen if you're Dylan Derksen.
The freeze is a good outcome if you make it. If you don't get to the inside of it, that double run, there's a chance it sets up sitting 2 with a possibility of scoring 3. Well, leaves it in a spot where he might be able to use it later, but if this is made, so red onto yellow, and the first red is going to, it might spill in behind the one that he just threw. There might not be an angle there. Red onto yellow, onto the shot stone, and if he's talking just a sliver high, it should still be guarded.
So, on the way from Team Derksen, Whitmore delivers.
This is not a sliver high.
And the angles did line up, but they just ended up raising the McDonald stone right to the button.
Yeah, he hit the first one way too thin, so he didn't carry enough weight through. Now, it's still a problem for McDonald because it's a little tricky to remove one of the yellows. The easiest shot to get a yellow is to hit the one that you can see and jam it towards the other one, but you could jam it behind cover and then you leave shot rock open. That's not a great result either.
And the team's going to have a good conference about this one.
Somebody's looking at throwing the guard. I don't love that. Because that yellow-red that's left out there, they're so close together. They'll definitely drag. You could drag that onto the yellow, onto shot stone. And then if you've thrown a guard on your first one, you're protecting 2 yellows. Just looking at jamming one yellow towards the other. And again, it's really hard to get both yellows out. But if you move it back to the middle, even if you lose your stone off the button, just so that the yellow's open.
Yeah, you certainly want to make sure you never give up more than 2.
Yeah, and that's, you can't hit the first one thin. You hit the first one thin, you just dead jam it, you roll away, and then they've got to hit and roll to sit 2 buried, and you're freezing against your life with the last one. But you hit this one a little bit thick. Even if you put it through the port, it's not the end of the world. Hard to do.
I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us. If you haven't subscribed to Curling Zone yet, please do. We keep you amidst curling all year long.
If you could ever just whisker the second one, I mean, it's there. You just whisker it, you could probably kill both yellows. Like, it might rattle off something red, but he's not going to be light here. It could go.
So McDonald. Push the one, does it go all the way back? It jams on the back. And it's shot, the yellow is shot rock in the back there, Sean.
Yeah, and it's still a good piece behind cover, and you're going to try to Christmas tree this draw. It's going to be tough to get either one of them out. That had to be what they were worried about. That kind of stuff is... Now, it did move farther back. So, I mean, his draw, if he has to play a freeze against the possible loss, it's the freeze is going to be... He's going to have a little bit more room for error. For Dylan Derksen here, if you could, you want to be just shot rock and, you know, probably just nibbling the top of the forefoot so that if he freezes to you, you're still already sitting 2. If you're full forefoot and he follows it down, you might be trying to draw for your tie.
Derksen with the delivery.
Yeah, he's got to get by the guard. And he didn't.
It's by the guard. Oh, no, it just chaps off. Oh, no.
And it's not splittable either, and really, there's no real risk that I can see for Jordon McDonald trying the double. I mean, he missed the double, he's going to have the shot for the tie. But he's going to have a shot for the tie now anyway if you don't throw the double. Is he wondering, does the yellow-red go through that? That must be what he's pointing at, I think. The yellow-red, does it clip the one out of the back of the 8-foot? It might. If it goes through the port, it might. I can't see what else you'd be pointing at.
Yeah, it seems like trying the double is guaranteed to never lose.
Yeah, the jack Gauthier saying if you hit it right on the nose, miss the second one, you've still blocked the draw path, which he needs for the tie even at that point.
So Jordon McDonald and his team from Winnipeg and have the opportunity to put this one away right now.
Yeah, the only thing you really can afford to do here is you hit about 3/4 high side, you dead jam it, and you roll off and leave him a better draw path, or at least leave him a draw path, because right now he doesn't really have one. He'd have to play the tap.
His last of the 8th. Kill both of these yellows. And gets just the one to go. It's going to be a tough shot for 2.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is he's got to come wide around the in-turn side. He might have to play in off that stone at the back of the 8-foot. Only because I'm not sure you can take enough ice to make the draw. I think you probably have to play it with weight to come off that stone.
So play a solid board weight, you're thinking maybe?
Even maybe hack. Like I just, it's hard to know. We haven't seen a ton of rocks out this far, but he's only got 3 feet between the guard and the boards. So to throw a draw weight, if the draw is going to curl 5 feet. Well, it's probably not 5, but if it's going to curl 4, how do you take enough ice? Like, you're getting into really
uncharted waters.
Completely uncharted. Whereas if you stay right here, there's probably been a few rocks this heavy, or this wide, but then you're going to have to throw backline to hack probably to make sure you get by and chip in off it, which is definitely there.
So Dylan Derksen needs to make this soft weight tap to extend the game. Final stone of the 8th.
He's not heavy.
Over the hog line. Is it past the guard? No, never had a chance.
No, they just missed the call on that one. Doesn't look like the brusher knew what the weight was going to be out there, because it looked light to me right away.
And that's a score of 1 for Derksen. The final will be 7-6 in favor of Jordon McDonald. And they move on in pool play. Coming up at 2 p.m., we have Brad Gushu, and we'll be live. Join myself and Sean. So from Martensville, for Connor Sims, Jerry Gertz, and Sean Joyce, I'm Dave Schmel. Thank you for watching Curling Stadium.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!